Hello friends, and welcome to the video. So this is the next video in the Direct Path User Guide by Greg Goode. We're going through his experiments. We're in the section Dissolving the Witness. So we have found, well, we went through the world, we saw the world just arises in awareness, and we can't find anything outside of awareness. Or even anything that points outside of awareness. Then we looked at the body and then the mind, and we see that all of this just arises and in front of the witness, But now we're working on the witness, because now we've got to the stage where the witness is this opaque witness, which must be doing all of the magic that we see in front of us. And this is called the opaque witness because its mechanism is hidden to us. It may as well not be us, in fact. And we're doing the same steps that we did for the other things. We're looking in detail at what we can see in direct experience. So we've got to the part about causation, and this is a little mini series, I suppose. The first video was about whether the brain or matter or anything causes awareness. Can we find a cause for awareness in direct experience without hypothesizing or thinking up concepts or supposing things must work like that? Why would it? It must do. Then we looked at whether awareness causes arisings. So can we find any cause there? And we found that we couldn't either. So this idea that awareness is producing everything, that's just an idea too. That's just a concept. That is, the idea itself that happens is an arising and would need an explanation for that arising if you could find the cause for the arisings in awareness. Now we're going to look at the really big one. This is to see if one arising causes another arising. And we use this in daily life, and it's useful in daily life. This is not, we are not, I'm not challenging anything about that. About, for example, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. They have this triangle that thoughts and emotions and behavior is all connected, and you improve your thoughts, challenge your thoughts, and improve your behavior, and then your emotions will improve. That is very useful to help depression and things like that. But that's not what we're doing now. We have got to the point where we see that everything is rising in awareness, and we're checking to see if it's the witness that's doing it. Now, we are seeing we're going to look at whether a thought causes an emotion. This is to see if the witness, to thin out the opaque witness to become the transparent witness, because at the moment we've got all this hidden stuff. We know it's all awareness, but there's still something that we think is one thing is causing another thing. There's still hidden mechanism, and we're going to show that nothing is hidden. In our direct experience, this is the process, and the aim is to thin out the witness, because the whole of Advaita Vedanta, it works through superimposition and desuperimposition. So we've presented the idea of a witness, and this has helped us to see that we're not the body, we're not the mind, and now we have a big duality. We have the world and the witness, and we are going to thin out the witness to become what some people call the transparent witness or the higher witness. Greg Goode calls it the transparent witness. And then eventually it will drop, and we will have non-dual realization when there is no witness and world. There is just this. So to do this, Greg Goode, in his experiment, he suggests that we look at the thoughts about your mother. Well, he mentions his mother. So when he thinks about his mother, all the things that she did for him, he is filled with feelings of love and things like that. And I've spoken before in my videos about how my mother was very important to me, and she died. But I'm not going to, I think this is exactly the type of example we need to use, just because it's something that's important to me, not to shy away from it. I'm going to present it here as it is. What we do, well, first of all, we're also going to, this is a big introduction. Maybe I should do a chapter, but I think maybe the introduction is important. What we're going to do is we're going to look at thoughts and emotions. And we've seen in previous videos that thoughts, emotions, and sensations are arisings in awareness. The only thing that says that they're different is another arising. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to use it as a tool for learning, for exploring this. So we're not making a metaphysical claim that these things exist. We're just using it as a tool to explore our direct experience. In the same way, we're going to use a bit of memory to also explore this to see if we can find this causal glue, this hidden mechanism between two arisings. So first of all, if you relax and you feel you are the open, loving awareness in which everything arises, you are that which knows everything. And let an arising of somebody important in your life, for me, be my mother, could be a dog. I had a dog too. And then see how emotion arises, emotion of love, tenderness, loss maybe. And just there, can you see a cause? Can you see some sort of, is the thought pushing the emotion out, or is the thought pulling the emotion out of awareness in any way? And if you can see that, then that would be another thought. And you would need to say, well, what's causing that thought? Now you can say, we can use memory here, so we'll say that this has happened many times before. The thoughts have caused emotions. Does that mean that there is a cause? Or does that mean, is it just because there's a pattern there, this sequence, that you assume there must be a cause there? You imposing the idea of a cause on top of it. Now, if you think of a cartoon, for example, so in a cartoon, a character pushes a button and the door opens. In that cartoon, can you see the button, pressing of the button, causing the door to open? Is there any cause there, one thing causing another thing to happen? Or is it just these two things happening in sequence, this pattern? Now, bring yourself back to your thought of someone you love. You could do a different thought if you're not comfortable with exploring these kind of challenging, this kind of challenging experiment. You think, and then you have the emotion. Is that the same as the cartoon? Or is there something additional there? Is there something extra that you can see, an extra cause? Or is it like the cartoon where we know very well that the one thing in a cartoon is not causing another thing in the cartoon to happen? When, in your experience, when a thought is followed by an emotion, Is there a cause, a mechanism that's visible to you in your direct experience? Or is it just an assumption because of the pattern, the sequence? Okay, so the idea, as I'll repeat, the idea here is to explore the witness. After having got this far, and we have a strong witness, we see we're not the body and we're not the mind, and now we're exploring the witness, is to thin out the witness, to really see if these assumptions that we have, that it must be the thing that's producing things, it must be the thing that makes things happen, is really valid, or if this is actually also not available in our direct experience. I'm not saying that in the everyday world you can't use CBT to help you live more happily, but that's a different level. This is a much deeper level. We're actually exploring really our fundamental experience of reality here. Okay, so I hope that was interesting. Guess what we're going to do next week? So in this video, we have used some tools to help us make this exploration. We've said that thoughts and feelings are different, and we've used memory, also all arisings in awareness at the end of the day, but we don't let go of them until we need them for a certain level. Now, the next step, we're actually going to dissolve the idea of patterns. We're going to look at patterns and sequences and see if they are really there, or if that is also just arising in awareness. Things like things always fall down and not up, and things like that. So we're really going to get quite serious. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.